to get your mind right. And in doing so, we must elevate our thoughts. And what we go about confronting is just reality. And reality, it must be one that we come to appreciate. And in appreciating reality, it will help us to see where we stand. So, welcome to the live. This being the humble servant coming through, just trying to bring upliftment, inspiration, motivation, and stimulation, so that in doing the things that we need to go about doing, we do not become fearful in going forth and attacking some of our weaknesses. Like the other day, I was talking to this kid, and this kid was like, how do you go about approaching females? So I told the kid, I said, man, you're at that age where it's normal. But the thing that you always want to remember is you have to go about being honest. And in being honest, don't try to be somebody you're not. Because too many times, people are carrying on in a manner which is not bringing truth or honesty to another person. They present themselves to be something else. And in presenting themselves in a former manner, one thing about a lie, if you start off with a lie, you got to uphold that lie. And it takes a lot of effort and time in upholding foolishness. So the best thing would be just to start off with doing what is right. And in doing what is right, it's just for you to go about being yourself, you see. Because people always going to go about remembering how you presented yourself at that first encounter. And no matter how much you try to go about switching it up, flipping, they're going to see right through it. So I told a young man, I said, you know what, man? Be confident in who you are. If she like you, she going to like you for what you are. You don't have to try to pretend to be something that you're not. And in doing these things, you will learn different aspects about yourself. But the reason I go about using this example is because a lot of times, young men and women, excuse me, young men and women go about trying to be something that they're not. And in trying to be something that they're not, they're left feeling empty at the end of the day because they look at it from a perspective that I've put in so much into this relationship, and in turn the person end up leaving me or being disappointed in me. But anything that starts off with a lie, it can't hold up. And since it can't hold up, then what did you expect? But because we didn't know better at the time in life, we believe that we're supposed to carry ourselves in a certain manner, in a certain way. We have to learn that being yourself or being truthful or just being upfront with a person is the best way to go about doing it. So these are some of the things that I try to go about telling these young men and women in that regards, in that if you meet a female or attracted to a female, or vice versa, let it be a female attracted to a guy, just be yourself. you don't have to try to pretend to be something that you're not, because it would only in turn put a strain on the relationship. And let's say you guys do hit it off and the chemistry is magic and so forth. The easiest person to be is yourself. Now, I'm not going to go about telling um, females that you don't need to go about investigating, because a lot of times the one thing that hurts me is that females, they fall for the hype, they fall for the game, and dudes will come through talking about, oh, I do this. They'll present themselves like they knight in shining armor. And sometimes females will go about falling for it, and before you know it, they are dealing with a person who's not worth a damn, who can't go about living up to it. So yet at the same time, if you're a female, go about investigating these things. If you're a male, even so, go about investigating. Just because some people go about propagating themselves to be one way, don't believe the hype. Don't fall for the tricks. Because in life, we all get found out sooner or later. And if you're not coming correct, it's going to show. So the best advice I got to any young man or young woman out there is, when approaching the opposite sex, is to go about having confidence, believing in yourself, because confidence and positivity breeds life into things. If that person has some semblance of who they are or what they want out of life, they are going to know that, okay, yes, this is a person that I could grow with, that I could nurture a relationship with, and so forth. But if you coming from a standpoint of, I'm going to try to run game just to try to get in there, and that person have somewhat of a sense of direction, they going to see through the foolishness that you're coming with. Pick up on a nonsense that you talk like you courageous, but when them dudes approaches, you stood behind me. Because a woman, she want a man that's going to stand next to her. You see. But a lot of these kids, they want to talk, but when it comes time for action, they not ready to stand up and meet that challenge. A woman needs somebody, if time falls short, that they could call on this person to go about getting that good advice, having a shoulder to lean on, having somebody to talk to. But a lot of us, because we watch the movies and we want to go about promoting this lifestyle of, I'm going to have 10 of them, but can't even take care of myself. You see, promoting foolishness, a false sense of self. And that's why it's very important that we go about looking at what reality is telling us. So for all young men out there, all young women, when dealing with the opposite sex, it's best. What? Oh, must be this damn earpiece. Okay, well, I'm going to have to pick this live up again then, because that's not good.